The sun hasn't risen yet, but you're already carrying another limestone block toward the pyramid. Your shoulders ache. Your hands are cracked from rope burn. But you are not a slave. You are a laborer building the Great Pyramid of Giza around 2560 BCE, and what you're about to experience contradicts almost everything Hollywood ever told you about this place. No whips, no chains, no foreign slaves dragged from conquered lands. Just you, your neighbors, and one of the most ambitious construction projects in human history. How did a society with no iron tools, no wheels for hauling stone, and no modern machinery build something that still stands 4,500 years later? You wake up in a mud brick house in a workers' village just south of the pyramid site. Archaeologist Mark Leaner spent decades excavating this exact settlement, and what he found changed everything historians thought they knew: bakeries, breweries, fish processing facilities. This wasn't a prison camp. This was a functioning town built specifically to house, feed, and support you. You eat bread and drink beer before the sun clears the horizon. Yes, beer. Thick, nutritious, barely alcoholic, closer to a calorie-dense porridge than anything you'd recognize today. Egyptologist Barry Kemp has argued that beer like this may have provided a huge portion of the average worker's daily caloric intake. It's breakfast, and it's fuel for the day ahead. You walk toward the plateau. The pyramid rises in front of you, already dozens of meters tall, layer upon layer of pale limestone glowing faintly in the early light. You are one of an estimated 20,000 to 30,000 workers rotating through this site, according to skeletal and settlement evidence gathered by Lehner's team. Not 100,000, as ancient Greek historian Herodotus once claimed. That number turned out to be exaggeration passed down through centuries of storytelling. Your specific job today is on the ramp crew. Historians still debate exactly how the stones were raised: a straight ramp, a spiraling one, or internal ramps built into the pyramid itself. What's certain is the physics. Each block averages 2.5 tons. Moving it takes teamwork, wet sand to reduce friction, wooden sledges, and dozens of coordinated bodies pulling in rhythm. Your muscles burn within the first hour. Sweat stings the cuts already forming on your palms. Is this suffering or is this purpose? Because here's what almost nobody expects. You are proud of this work. Skeletal remains from the workers' cemetery near Giza show healed fractures, bones that broke and mended while the person kept working. That tells researchers something important. Injured workers weren't discarded. They received medical care and returned to their communities. Some skeletons even show evidence of complex surgeries, including amputations that healed cleanly. Midday arrives, and the heat becomes unbearable. Work pauses. You retreat with your crew to share a meal: bread, onions, dried fish, more beer. Groups here aren't organized randomly. Inscriptions found on the pyramid's internal blocks reveal team names like Friends of Khufu and Drunkards of Menkaure, painted on in red ochre by workers themselves. These weren't just labor gangs. They were teams with identity, rivalry, and pride. Not unlike a modern job site where crews name themselves and compete over which team finishes first. You laugh with your crewmates. Someone jokes about the overseer's temper. This moment, this ordinary human connection carved into limestone thousands of years ago, is one of the most human details archaeology has ever uncovered. Afternoon work resumes. The stones keep coming. Somewhere above you, masons are fitting blocks with precision so exact that a piece of paper can barely slide between them. You don't understand the mathematics they're using. Few here do, but you trust the system because it works. Layer after layer, year after year, this structure grows toward the sky. By late afternoon, your body has reached its limit. You've moved stone for nearly 10 hours. Your legs shake as you walk back toward the village. The Nile glimmers gold in the distance, the same river that made all of this possible in the first place. Its predictable annual flooding didn't just feed Egypt's farmland. It also freed up an enormous seasonal workforce during the months when fields lay underwater and couldn't be farmed. That, historians now believe, is a major reason ordinary farmers like you were even available to build a pyramid at all. This wasn't forced servitude. This was likely a form of paid or tax-based labor rotation, tied directly to the agricultural calendar. Back in the village, the smell of baking bread drifts through narrow mud brick streets. Someone is repairing a fishing net. Children run between houses. A physician, evidence suggests, is available if your injuries need attention. This is not a labor camp designed to break you. It is a small, self-sufficient city, built to keep you fed, sheltered, and functional enough to keep building. You eat again as the sky shifts toward orange. Your body is exhausted, but there is something else beneath the exhaustion. A quiet sense that you are part of something enormous, something that will outlast your name, your family, even your civilization. Because here's the twist almost nobody expects. The Great Pyramid was never meant to be admired the way we admire it today. It wasn't built for spectacle. It was built as a machine for the afterlife, a resurrection engine meant to launch the soul of Pharaoh Khufu into eternity. You are not just stacking rock. In your mind and in the belief system shaping your entire world, you are helping a god-king transition into the next life. Every block you place is an act of religious devotion as much as physical labor. Night falls. Cool air replaces the punishing heat. You lie down in your small mud brick home, muscles throbbing, mind already drifting toward sleep. Above you, the same stars that guided the pyramid's near-perfect alignment to true north are scattered across the sky. Egyptian architects achieved this alignment with an accuracy of a fraction of a degree, using nothing but astronomical observation and careful geometry, a level of precision that still impresses modern surveyors using satellites. Tomorrow, you'll wake before sunrise and do it again and again. For years, maybe decades, this rhythm will repeat. Somewhere in this repetition lies something startlingly familiar to modern life. You wake early, you commute to a job site, you work in a team with an identity and rivalries, you eat lunch with coworkers, you go home exhausted but proud of what you built. Nearly 4,500 years separate you from someone reading this on a screen, and yet the basic architecture of a working life has barely changed. The tools are different, the stakes are different, but the feeling of contributing to something bigger than yourself? That hasn't gone anywhere. The sun is rising now over the pyramid, and you're already carrying another limestone block toward the horizon. Only now, you understand what that block actually means.